Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sharia Khan.
And I'm Hirar Shad.
And we welcome you all on behalf of National Union of Pakistani Students and Alumni to PYLC 2012.
In this event, we look forward for productive debating on the part of the delegates for the greater good of the country.
Indeed, PYLC is a discussion where we discuss some of the most pressing issues that our country faces today at an attempt to come to a solution.
And PYLC is actually an effort to bring together the youth of Pakistan under one roof for the productive debating on the issues of Pakistan and for the opinion to be formed and heard.
Assalamu alaikum ji. It's an honor for me to welcome you all as the Director General for Pakistan Young Leaders Conference 2012. This year, Pakistan Young Leaders Conference has opened doors for a cross-section of societies of Pakistan, and therefore we have delegates coming from Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Punjab and even Sindh. I'm very thankful to all of you for making the Pakistan Young Leaders Conference for the year 2012 possible. A lot of you might think what NUPSA is, what National Union of Pakistani Students and Alumni is. Therefore, for the new faces who have joined NUPSA, I'll give you a short briefing about it. It's not an organization. It's basically an umbrella which brings together all the Pakistani societies of Britain under one umbrella, and hence we have student societies of Queen's Mary, LSE and 32 other prestigious institutes of UK that come under NUPSA. The fact that it was started by Pakistanis in 2007, we thought why not bring the same thing to Pakistan as well. And hence now Institute of Management Sciences is proudly leading NUPSA in Pakistan. However, at the same point, I would want to emphasize that we have had successful events in Lahore, in LUMS, in FAST, NUSTS, Bahria University and many other universities of Pakistan. Lastly, the Kuch Khaas team. Yes, they're there. I'm very thankful to Zaidi and his team for bearing with us patiently, for letting us have the last minute changes, for letting us use Kuch Khaas. I'm very thankful to them. I hope this might be the first time that we are hosting PYLC at Kuch Khaas, but I hope this is not the last time.
The youth can play a very important role in Pakistan's future, and they must. And I feel bad sometimes that such a heavy responsibility has fallen on the shoulders of young people. But Pakistan can only be saved if you take the interest. It's not about politics anymore. It's about saving Pakistan. You have to pick a platform. You have to decide where you want this country to go, and through whom where do you trust? Who is the person that you feel in today's scenario, political scenario, that you can trust? I promise you, Allah is not going to send angels down from heaven. None of us are perfect, and maybe we are not also perfect, but at least we are trying. At least you see that Imran Khan is one person who has struggled selflessly. He has everything, alhamdulillah, by the grace of God. Anywhere in the world that he goes, he doesn't need flags on his cars. People open doors for him. Not because they like his looks, but because of what he does, because of the work that he does, because of his struggle. It's not for any other reason that Time magazine, when there was a poll that was recently conducted of the 100 most influential people in the world, Imran Khan polled as number 4. And this is a thing of pride for us all. I long for a land where one can find food and shelter and be able to dream one's dreams. A land where men can work, earn and be at peace. And women can smile and hold their heads up high and walk without fear. I long for a land where children can laugh and play and sing and learn. And the tyranny of the few does not oppress the many. And justice is swift, simple and sure. I long for a land which is free from the stench of corruption and the greed of empty, parasitic shells posturing as national leaders. I long for enough, for as long as I long, to turn my Pakistan into such a land. God bless you. Thank you.
It's a great pleasure and honor to be here today. I must confess I'm a mainstream politician, so don't blame me too much for it. But I'm proud of it. I've been in parliaments for 20 years. I've been a federal minister for 8 years. And one day, it was back in 2004, bit of a tussle to make a new prime minister, and somebody decided to make me a candidate too. So somebody asked me, what's the difference between you and Shaukat Aziz? And I pondered for a while, and I said, well, the difference is, when I'm out of power, I'll go to Lahore, and Shaukat will go to Knightsbridge. And today that's true. You know, very small percentage of the youth are able to go out and study. Very small percentage of the youth are able to go to the primary educational institutions of Pakistan. And that has to be our number one focus in this country. So I would suggest, and I tell that to all the political parties waste no time in getting together and passing the 18th Amendment. What does the 18th Amendment do for you? Nothing. All right? What the 18th Amendment does for the political parties? Well, they don't want election within the party, so strike it out. Article 17(4), who needs elections in the parties? We just need elections in the country, right? And the political party leader should be an absolute, total dictator. So they did all that, and right in front of you, in the garb of democracy. Now, when it comes to collecting revenues, for example, let's talk of economy. We all want our sovereignty, you, me, right? It's very dear to us. But how do we get this sovereignty if we spend 1,400 billion rupees more than we earn? And for those 1,400 billion rupees, we go all over the world, all to the World Banks, to IMF. Now, do you know that as we speak, we've gone to the IMF to ask for new money to pay back their old money, all right? So, we go to the World Banks, we go to the United States, our biggest donor, although we hate them, but we go to them for money. We go to the European Union, we go to Japan, we go to China, although they don't give us too much money, by the way. They're best friends, though, all right? And we go to Saudi Arabia, and they're part of Ummah, but they don't give us that much money, all right? Money still comes from the United States, whom we all hate. Let's talk of reality. But we do not sit in this country and decide that, okay, we spend more than we earn, so okay, can we cut our expenses? Can all the political parties, including the PTI, which is not in parliament but hopefully will be soon, can we sit and decide what kind of expenses we want to cut as a nation? Can we decide that? Is it very difficult? No. Can we sit and decide how we will raise our revenue within the country and not go out with open hand and ask for money like beggars? Can we sit and decide who pays taxes in this country? Do we know? The agriculture sector is 21% of the GDP. I'm sorry. Contribution to the taxable revenue of the country, 0.5%. Does any politician question that? They don't. Why? Why don't they question it? I mean, I am an agriculturist, but I'm an industrialist too, but I'm not sacrosanct. I live in this country. I use its roads. I use its police. Why shouldn't I pay tax? Nobody talks about it. I challenge, except maybe MQM, because their voter is not the agricultural lobby, or the ANP, because their voter perhaps is not the agricultural lobby, right? Nobody else ever mentions about that.